Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for March 23, 2024, St. Anne farmer killed during fight, brother taken into custody. The St. Anne police have launched an investigation into the death of a man who was allegedly killed during a fight with his brother in Cascade district in the parish. The deceased has been identified as Lenbert Allen, otherwise called Harry, a 48-year-old farmer of Cascade. It is reported that about 1:40 p.m. on Thursday, Allen and his brother had a dispute over money. The dispute developed into a physical tussle, during which Allen was reportedly stabbed with a metal pipe. The police were summoned to the scene, and Allen was found lying on his back in a pool of blood. His brother was taken into custody on suspicion of murder. SSL matter won't be rushed, says Llewellyn. Amid accusations that there might be a deliberate cover-up in the Stocks and Securities Limited multi-billion-dollar fraud investigation, Director of Public Prosecutions Paula Llewellyn is assuring the public that the investigation is incomplete and her office will not be rushed in making a ruling in the matter. While disclosing that the case file is incomplete, she indicated that there are outstanding documents which are beneficial that have not yet been obtained from the Financial Investigations Division. At the same time, the DPP said that her office reserves the right to independently make its assessment promptly, depending on the circumstances and the availability of the evidentiary materials. In his budget presentation on Wednesday, opposition leader Mark Golding complained about the seemingly slow pace of the investigation, while asserting that the country will not accept a cover-up of this shameful debacle. Jamaica's iconic global track superstar, the Honorable Usain Bolt, and many other innocent investors were carried down in the scandalous SSL fiasco, and we can't hear anything about the charges being brought against the responsible culprits, Golding said, while also complaining about the non-release of the findings of the Kroll forensic audit, which has cost the taxpayers. Since the island's largest fraud was uncovered in January 2023, only one person, Jean Ann Panton, a former client relationship manager, has been charged. However, in the wake of Golding's utterances, Llewellyn, in a press release yesterday, sought to explain what has been happening in terms of the process which is required by her office in arriving at a ruling. According to her, the first set of documents in the case were submitted to her office in November 2023. Since then, Llewellyn said that the office and the FID have had meetings to discuss the file and to provide guidance to the investigators concerning the outstanding material. She disclosed that the case file is comprised of over 3,000 pages of documentary material. Further to that, she explained that each time additional material is submitted, a 4-member ODPP team has had to review the file in its entirety, making assessments about what material is outstanding, which offenses may arise, and whether the office will be able to mount a viable prosecution based on the material. The ODPP prides itself on providing proper, accurate advice and the prosecution outcomes resulting from appropriate assessments of the circumstances and the law in all matters. It is never advisable to prepare a ruling, especially in matters of this nature, based on an incomplete file, the DPP added. Furthermore, she said it is imperative that we have sufficient material which meets the evidentiary threshold as a matter of law to prove all the elements of each offense while establishing a nexus between the offenses and the offender beyond a reasonable doubt. Despite the high public interest that the case has attracted, the DPP said her office, for obvious reasons, is not at liberty to publish any further details of the discussions with the investigators. All evidentiary material, reports in the investigation, should be kept confidential as between the prosecutors and the investigators, lest it undermines the prosecution's ability to move forward successfully, she stated. Llewellyn added, though we understand and share the concerns of all well-thinking members of the public to hold the criminal offenders to account in financial crimes, we cannot sacrifice accuracy and quality preparation on the altar of expediency. However, she said her office is looking forward to completing the ruling in this matter and communicating its advice to FID who would subsequently communicate these findings to the public at an appropriate time of their choosing, given the sensitivity of these investigations and the possible consequences of our advice. In August last year, the FID told the country that other people would be charged in the case in the coming months. The SSL fraud has ballooned past the US $30 million, or approximately Jamaican $4.7 billion, with more than 200 client accounts impacted. Sports legend Usain Bolt is among those affected. In the meantime, the lone accused in the matter, who remains in custody, will return to court on May 27. Auditor General Department surprised the special audits were sent back by Speaker of the House. Chang says no outstanding reports as of today, and Robinson labels the Deputy Prime Minister's announcement disingenuous. Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis says she will be dispatching 2 reports to Parliament on Monday that had been previously sent by her for tabling in the legislature but were returned to her department yesterday by Speaker of the House Juliet Holness. The return of the reports yesterday apparently took the Auditor General's department by surprise. Monroe Ellis confirmed to the news yesterday that 2 reports she sent to Parliament on December 28 and January 29 were returned by the parliamentary leadership to her department yesterday. This means that the first report, which is a special audit of the Financial Services Commission, was returned by Parliament to the Auditor General's Department 84 days, or nearly 3 months after the report was sent to the legislature for tabling. The second report, which is a special audit of Tax Administration Jamaica, was sent back to the Auditor General's Department 54 days, or nearly 2 months after Parliament received the report for tabling. In a news report published on March 6, Executive Director of the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, Jeanette Calder, said that the failure to table 2 reports from the AG for more than a month is a serious threat to efficient parliamentary oversight and monitoring of government agencies. General Secretary of the Jamaica Labour Party, Dr. Horace Chang, in a news release yesterday, sought to set the record straight in relation to what he said were recent concerns and accusations related to the tabling of reports from the Integrity Commission and the Auditor General in Parliament. He charged that 2 recent allegations have suggested a deliberate delay by the Speaker of the House, the Honorable Juliet Holness, in tabling reports from the Integrity Commission and the Auditor General. However, he said as of yesterday, there are no outstanding reports from either the Integrity Commission or the Auditor General awaiting tabling in Parliament. Chang said that this clarification is significant as it directly contradicts the accusations leveled against the Speaker of the House. According to Chang, these allegations have been proven to be baseless and misrepresent the procedural integrity of our parliamentary system. It is crucial for the public to understand that these unfounded claims have sought without merit to question the impartiality and integrity of our democratic process. He noted that the JLP upholds transparency and accountability as the bedrock principles of governance, declaring that the JLP strongly advocates for accurate and truthful discourse. Chang said that misleading narratives and misinformation can undermine public trust and detract from the essential work of governance. Attempts to reach Dr. Chang for a comment were unsuccessful as his phone rang without answer. He, however, asked that the news text its message, but he never responded. However, Chairman of Parliament's Public Accounts Committee, Julian Robinson, told the news yesterday that the statement made by Chang is disingenuous. He very carefully used the words "as of today," but in any reading of it, someone would assume that no reports were sent to the Speaker, he said. So when Dr. Chang issues a release to say "as of today, there are no outstanding reports," he does so being fully aware that the reports were sent to the Speaker and the Speaker sent them back to the Auditor General, he said. Robinson further argued that by deliberately eliminating that information, it now puts the Auditor General's integrity into question because to the average reader, they are going to feel that the Auditor General sent no report to Parliament. In her ruling on the tabling of reports in November last year, the Speaker of the House said reports from the Auditor General's Department on public bodies would be tabled in keeping with Section 30 of the Financial Administration and Audit Act. Section 30B of the FAA Act states if the appropriate minister fails within 2 months after receipt of the report, To present it to the House of Representatives, the Auditor General shall transmit a copy of the report to the Speaker of the House to be presented by him to the House. However, Robinson argued that the Speaker's ruling infringes on the independence of the Auditor General. The framers of the Constitution never ever envisioned that a report should be sent to a minister before they are sent to Parliament, he said. The PAC chairman contended that there is a specific reason why the Auditor General sends her reports directly to Parliament. The Auditor General is not under the direction or control of anybody, he said, adding that she was a creature of the Constitution. I believe the ruling is wrong in law, the process was wrong, where it was unilaterally done by the Speaker, and worse, where the opinion of the Attorney General that formed the basis of the ruling has not been shared with the Parliament, Robinson said. Why is it that the Speaker refuses to share that opinion? I believe the reason she refuses to share it is because the opinion does not accord with the view that she has taken, he added.